Wisdom is the rare mental attribute. That's the only rare one. So many people have knowledge on a subject. So many people have intelligence, the ability to process things, the ability to learn things. So many people have knowledge. You'll know people in your life now that have knowledge on a specific thing. And they just fucking kill that shit. They mastered that one thing. They have the knowledge on there. Wisdom is habitual and consistent application of knowledge that never changes. That's what wisdom is. Why do you think that's the rare one? It's hard to understand. It's more elusive. It's not so cut and dry. It's not like math where it's like 4 plus 4 is 8 and you just know that and it's a fact all of a sudden. Wisdom requires a lot of intuition. That's why wisdom is at the root and foundation of every spiritual conquest that exists. Wisdom is hard. It's hard to understand. Ooh, am I being too rigid or am I being too loose? What does balance mean for me? Am I negotiating myself out of the things I need to do? Or am I actually giving myself like some space to really rest and relax and get rid of decompression that's actually impeding me from the things I need to do? Those are all the hard questions. Am I being full of love right now or am I being full of fear? It's very hard to understand these duality-based things. It requires a ton of intuition. It requires a ton of self-mastery. Now, again, I say this all the time. So what is self-mastery? Self-mastery is habits. Wisdom is habitual consistency of knowledge that never changes. That's the hard part. That's why wisdom is the difficult part. Grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. The wisdom is the hard part of the serenity prayer. It always will be. Ooh, am I trying to control an outcome? Am I trying to control things that are not mine to control right now? Instead of accepting the things that I can't control? Am I ignoring the parts that I can control because I'm not fucking full of courage and bravery right now? I'm being a fucking bitch. The wisdom piece is the hard part. Why do you think I'm always telling you? That's why wisdom is accumulated through the hard habitual processes that we would call self-mastery. Strenuous exercise, dieting and staying within the realm of things you're supposed to eat, making sure that you're relaxing with intention, not fucking off, getting proper amounts of sleep when you can, when you don't need to pivot and change your schedules, positive self-talk, gratitude, visualization and visualization of what you'd like, not wasting your time spending energy in areas where you shouldn't. Connection with your spirit, connection with God and understanding the things that He wants for you. Those are all in alignment with things that will make you the best version of yourself. That's why those on the steps that you walk, doing those things on a daily basis, you will gain more and more wisdom. Most of you already have the knowledge of the things that you want. You already know what to do, you just don't do it. That's knowledge with no application, which means no wisdom. No wisdom is gained and no wisdom is had. Wisdom can only be gained by actually using the knowledge that you have and applying it on a consistent basis. That is the path and the steps that will illuminate things about you to you that will never change. That's kind of the conundrum there. See what I'm saying? You have no wisdom now because you haven't applied, but unfortunately it takes wisdom to start the application process. It's the paradox, is that the wisdom is actually accumulated doing the work that you know is required to get the result that you would like. But it also requires you to have some sort of wisdom and some relinquishing of control. That's why I'm talking about discipline and commitment is the starting point. Look at the Christian faith. It's about saying, I'm done controlling everything. I need help. Same thing in AA. If you guys want to get sober, it's going, I don't have it figured out. I'm going to make an undying commitment to finally listen. It's about humility. Commitment is about humility. If you have fear of commitment, it means you have a fucking massive ego. That's what that means. Oh, this person's not going to be good enough. Oh, this isn't going to work. That's not going to work. It's all fear. Drop all that fear shit. Start moving into the world of love. Everything's going to be fine. I can pivot and handle everything. My God has me in his hands, which means he knows what's best for me and he will give me the challenges that I need to learn next. And if I accept those, on the other side of it will be nothing but gratitude, growth, and wisdom. Wisdom is the rare attribute. Wisdom is closely linked. It's mental, but it's also spiritual. Because again, it requires relinquishing control, surrendering, giving up to faith, and then gaining faith by experience, which is the quest of wisdom. Just understand that. You need to drop your fucking ego. Stop overthinking and overanalyzing everything. Just start doing. As you're doing, you are learning. You learn by doing. You don't learn by sitting around and theorizing. Oh, I'm going to get real theoretical. I'm going to hypothesize a lot. No. Make a plan. Make sure that that plan is in alignment with your truth, the fucking things that actually speak and call to you. Those come from something bigger than you, that are outside of self. Then start making plans and executing on the things that will get you closer and closer in alignment with the person that you want to be. Moving towards the things that you're being called to. That's all there is to it. You will start to learn by doing. Then you gain faith by experience. Then you're overwhelmed with faith, and these control issues start to minimize themselves. You guys are sitting here trying to strangle everything into how you would like it to be. Control has got to go. This needs to be loose. You need to be pivoting and moving and being intuitive. You do that by connecting. You do that by listening to your conscience. You do that by being communal with the things that are bigger than you in this life. That's where you get the wisdoms from. You don't come up with them. They hit you like lightning bolts when you're living in alignment with the path that you would like to walk. That's just how it works. They cannot be gained by reading a book or watching some sort of video. You guys need to move into action. Make a plan with the end in mind. What would I like my whole life to look like? What are the main things that are important to me? How do I become closer and closer in alignment with those things that are important? Those things that are called priorities. Those things that are so closely linked to my soul that I could never let them go. And if I do, all I will be filled with at the end of my life is regret. Hit me up if you need anything. I promise this is not a complicated journey. It's just an intense and difficult one. It's simple and hard. You guys are living easy and complicated. Comfort, convenience, and then complication. Just, I think it's just above me, because you're avoiding the fucking work that you know you need to do, because you're scared right now that if you admit to yourself the things that you really want, that now you're playing the real game. Now you ain't on the sidelines anymore. Hit me up if you need help getting in the game and tagging yourself in.